Welcome to Educators in VR's XR News. Today we are bringing you a special focus and discussion on the news that shuddered across the metaverse this week. News that Meta is switching their focus to 2D, mobile-based 3D experiences, as well as the struggles Discord and other social media games and apps are having trying to comply with international laws intended to protect teens and underage users.
We'll also dive into some amazing good AI and XR news, paving the way for a brighter future for VR.
So let's go. XR News was created in 2018 as a way to give back to a community that has shown so much compassion to so many over the years. And we'll keep on bringing news and interviews from around the metaverse for you.
XR News airs every week here in Engage XR. Join our hosts every Wednesday for XR News, the XR News Med Health Edition, and with Rachel D. and XR News' own Innovation Spotlight with Maxwell McGee, Chris Madsen, and Dr. Tom Furness.
Laurel?
Sorry, a little technical switching here. All right, last week, our XR News Innovation Spotlight with Maxwell McGee, Chris Madsen, and Dr. Tom Furness. Oh my gosh! If everyone who's there, I hope you saw that. That was absolutely amazing. And what a show! We traveled to Egypt to experiment with a powerful new AI NPC features in Engage XR. Wow, I'm like speechless. We're gonna show you how that works later in the show. And the AI system now features a trigger system to respond to actions or questions, and it opens up so many possibilities. Oh, so
Indeed.
exciting.
We also discussed the new Valve Frame VR headset and the powerful uses of photogrammetry in Engage XR. Then Tom Furness swept us away to stand on the petals of a beautiful, gigantic flower, where we talked about his new light school, which explores quantum emotional states through the use of VR.
When we say you never know what's going to happen in our XR News Innovation Spotlight show, you better believe it.
You can catch up with everything we do here by subscribing to our YouTube channel and social media. All the links are at educatorsinvr.com.
The XR News is produced by Educators in VR, run by volunteers, and thank you so much to all of our partners and supporters that keep us going, including the Reinhardt Foundation, Girls STEAM Institute, iLearn, Virtual World Society, Vertex Farm 3D, Cadets, Metaverse, and Bridgemakers. Thank you, a very, very special thank you as always to Engage XR for their continued support and allowing us to do the show here every week. We bring it to you. So if you or a company would like to sponsor and support the XR News, please contact us at educatorsinvr.com.
Okay, now on to industry news. Let's clear the air with what is happening with Meta and Horizon Worlds. They are making business decisions that aren't much different from what other corporate companies have done, like Google, Microsoft, Apple, etc. Let's start with the fact that the metaverse and VR is not dead, not even close.
Yay.
No,
Yes.
Not even close. All right, indeed, Meta Horizon has just reached over 1 million active subscribers, which shows there is still a sizable audience willing to pay for curated immersive content and events, even as the company experiments with new formats and platforms.
You know, Meta announced just a couple weeks ago that development is continuing with a Quest 4, which is now expected to be released in 2027, mostly due to storage and RAM shortages, not development.
For the past few years, Meta's Reality Labs have been working overtime to integrate Horizon Worlds into everything Quest, right? Right after the whole interface across the whole thing, as they shift to a mobile-first Horizon experience, VR will evolve towards smart glasses, leading to that Star Trek holodeck experience we know is coming, right? So Meta is trying to compete with apps like Roblox?
No, Roblox.
Like me. Fortnite and other platforms that already have a strong mobile interface.
Mm-hmm.
All over the social web, we're seeing people upset and starting to flee Horizon Worlds. Slow down. Let's take this step by step.
Meta Horizon is the entire ecosystem, like Windows or iOS, and includes the Horizon interface, Horizon Home, Horizon Workrooms, and the Horizon Store.
I want to be so in charge of naming things. Okay,
Hmm.
it's Horizon this, Horizon that. I'm just. It's so confusing.
Yeah. Well, Horizon Worlds is just one specific user-created virtual world app within that ecosystem. Instead of integrating it as they were, they are returning it back to another app you install on your headset from the Meta store. Meta is shifting their base to mobile to compete with apps like Roblox. Why can't I say that?
Roblox. I don't know.
Roblox.
Roblox.
Roblox. Fortnite and other platforms that already have a strong mobile interface.
Now, Horizon Worlds is still focused on creating, publishing, and exploring interactive games and social spaces. So, Charlie, relax a little bit. It's good to look ahead, though. But they're moving from immersive VR 3D to 2D friendly mobile format. This means creators soon will have some new tools to focus on rapid prototyping and casual mobile engagement, utilizing AI to generate 3D content that can be shared via Instagram, Facebook, or Threads.
If you have already created your virtual world in Horizon Worlds with 2D computer and mobile in mind, you still have a place on the platform. The tools will be changing, focused strongly on AI assistance to target a potential audience of 5 billion smartphone users.
So this doesn't mean that 3D content goes away. Meta has said, and we quote, it's doubling down on VR experiences while making the shift to mobile as well. If you trust them, there you go.
Yeah. We want to acknowledge that this is painful for so many. We're dedicating our Chat VR segment to discussing this topic and related news. Get ready. We want to hear from you. Valve, meanwhile, is in the legal spotlight while we wait for the release of their new Frame VR headset. Valve just won a separate patent infringement trial related to game and VR technology in the US, which removes a big cloud of uncertainty over Steam and Steam VR. This is being read as a positive sign for continuing investment in PC-based VR.
As soon as that was announced, a digital rights campaigner brought a UK class action lawsuit valued up to 656 million. Is that euros or pounds?
Pounds.
650 million or 56 million pounds over Steam pricing and commissions. The suit alleges monopoly power, control, pricing, and stifle competition. The I'm sorry, I'm having a little trouble with that.
Wolfires.
Wolfire's Games antitrust suit against Steam continues to make its way through the U.S. courts.
Craziness. And I'd like to take a moment also. Our normal host, Karen VR, is not here today. She has a prior commitment that she couldn't change. And so I want to welcome Stands with Trees. Sorry we didn't do that at the beginning. Stands with Trees has stepped in.
For filling in.
Yay! We love that. Thank you very much. We're so glad you're
It's
here.
the curse of Stands with Trees.
There you go. So now let's turn our attention to cybersecurity issues.
Age verification requirements under the UK's Online Safety Act, as well as Australia and France's laws to protect underage children from social media, are now rolling out across platforms and are already causing friction on services like Discord.
Discord's age verification program is one of the first major attempts to respond to these new laws. Already, it's a bumpy ride.
Indeed. We are hearing from so many people saying that if Discord demands face and/or ID scanning, they will quit, blaming Discord for complying with the law. But you are going to have to prove your age across everything soon. So this isn't a Discord problem. It's a new world order problem, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. This is a huge issue, and we're going to be talking about it at the end of the show, too. So stay tuned and get your thoughts ready.
How many of you use PayPal to pay for your VR games and apps, huh? How many? Come on, I know most of you do. PayPal's confirmed a data breach for over 6 months, in which some customers had money stolen and accounts forced to reset passwords and stuff. This is just a reminder that payment systems connected to immersive platforms need stronger security and incident response plans. Seriously. I'm furious with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. PayPal isn't the only one. In the last year, studies found that there have been about 22% surge in data breaches, up to 443 a day. A day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Golly.
Courts and governments are now starting to consider penalties to compensate users for such violations.
I hope so.
Only now?
Yeah, I know it.
Ah.
It's so awful.
Meanwhile, Slate Magazine's cybersecurity warnings highlighted the AI in smart glasses, not just over concerns about data collection, but face recognition and surveillance, but cheating in schools. We reported on face recognition a couple years ago when college students had gone out to public transit centers and used to pretend to recognize people as the face recognition brought up their LinkedIn and other social media info. It's a new playing field out there, isn't it?
It is. It is. Now, speaking of playing fields, Consumer Reports did a recent survey, and the data highlighted by BGR called out several of the worst rated internet providers in the U.S. for speed, reliability, and customer support. We're shaming them up here on the screen. And trust me, I've had some experience with some of these. I agree. Our VR experience is so reliant on our ability to connect to the web. So knowing which services get the worst marks might help if you live in an area where you have options. I don't have options up here where I live. We provided the link in our Educators in VR Discord for you to check out.
Are we done with the bad news yet?
Yes, we are. Let's move on to some fun stuff. Let's get on to what we call our porn virtual hardware news. Oh, we love the hardware.
Yes. Pico is stirring up the headset market again. At the
Woo!
Game Developers Conference next month, Pico is prepared to show off its next flagship headset with a new spatial computing OS that directly competes with Apple's Vision OS and Google's Android XR, codenamed Project Swan. It does look like a beauty with high-resolution micro OLED displays and support for mixed 2D and 3D apps in the same space.
Project Swan. I love that.
Yeah.
It's such a Pico thing. Now, Apple Vision Pro and the new Samsung Galaxy XR are developing foveated streaming frameworks that lets PC or cloud renders only. They render only part of the scene you're looking at in full detail, cutting bandwidth while making PC VR games and sims look sharper inside the headset. Really cool.
Samsung Galaxy XR headset will have that feature through Godin's virtual desktop app. So what is foveated streaming?
It's a hard word. Now, foveated streaming.
It did well, though.
As you see up on the screen, is a streaming framework where it's always on. It's an always on feature for PC VR streaming, so you can connect your VR headset directly to PC VR if it has this feature, and it renders the area in each frame that you're currently looking at with a higher resolution than the rest of the frame. It's an optimization feature. So it's currently found in Valve's Steam Frame, and it's likely coming to most high-end VR headsets soon.
Makes sense. Now on to the XR app news. Steam Next Fest is underway through March 2nd. If you are looking for the latest in PC VR demos, check Next Fest out. Upload VR's roundup calls are out. Project Louisiana, The Bounds VR, Combat Pilot, Cario Qualification, Annulus, Get Out, Enigmo, and more as standout PC VR samples to try before you buy.
A few of the new demos coming out caught our attention. Artemis VR puts you in the role of an Artemis astronaut facing the challenges of spaceflight in the newest manned system to bring humans back to the moon. Developed with NASA resources and consultation, this looks like it might be a must-have for space enthusiasts.
Hmm. The rhythm climbing title Peak Rhythm is coming to MetaQuest next month, blending physical climbing routes with beat-driven gameplay. Exactly the kind of embodied, non-violent experience that works well for fitness, flow, and classroom-friendly VR sessions. It takes you inside a city to climb skyscrapers and other innovative rock walls. Great exercise for your arms.
We have it up on the screen. It really looks like fun, and
It does.
I can just see my arms just falling off of my shoulders playing this. So it's going to be interesting. Now, as our reporters went through the list of Next Fest, an app that may or may not make your fave list caught our attention. That's My Tofu. I love that.
Okay.
Oh my God, I just love that. It's a chaotic cooking game in VR released last fall where you use chopsticks to cook and serve and defend your tofu hot pot feast from your mischievous cousin. Now, I looked everywhere for a video of this. I couldn't find it, but oh my God, that just sounds like way too much fun.
Oh, it does sound tasty.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Cave Crave is another favorite for spelunkers in VR. They are adding the Tham Long Cave, the site of the 2018 Thai cave rescue, as a new environment, giving players a detailed VR reconstruction of the labyrinth that can double as both an adventure space and a powerful way to explore a real-world event as an immersive format. What an amazing way to preserve history and remind us of the heroic efforts that were made when the world came together to save these young men.
Do you remember when that happened? That was amazing. And all of the problem solving that went into this process to figure out how to rescue these young men who were in this really, really narrow thing. So to recreate that in VR, very, very cool. I'm really excited about that. Yay. Now, Fixer. Fixer Undercover. You ready for that? Stands with trees.
Yeah, Fixer Undercover drops you into a stylized spy caper where you juggle disguises, gadgets and stealth, leaning into playful espionage without going grim or hyper-violent, making it a fun candidate for story and strategy discussions in class as well as casual play.
We really appreciate.
So, hold on. We have the video up there. We had a delay in playing it. I just want to make sure that everybody has a chance to see how clever this thing is. It is really sweet. And so instead of being a shooter, you're actually problem solving using tools. And it looks just hysterical. And so I'm eager to check this one out. Fixer Undercover looks really fun because I love solving problems with, shop tools. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. Now let's go on to this fun one.
Well, we really appreciated Tech Radar's hands-on review of a quirky XR arcade cabinet. Hamish Hector described how pairing Quest 3 with a custom physical rig rekindles excitement for VR, highlighting how clever software and game designs can make hybrid location-based experiences feel fresh without needing more raw headset power. We especially love the article title, "Don't Worry, VR Isn't Dying." He's so right.
Yay! Yes. All right, let's take a look at one of our other favorites, which is world building. Engage XR has been showing off yet another update that's coming this week, and some part of it's already here. And this is what AI-assisted world building looks like when integrated with Gemini, letting creators talk to in-world agents that can spin up VR-ready 3D models, images, and even 360 skyboxes from just voice prompts. Now, to actually generate a skeleton that has the names of the bones right on it and colors to help. What a teaching tool this is. Really, really amazing. There's no traditional 3D pipeline required. You just use the AI MPCs. You have to do a little, make sure that the prompting is right. And it's really exciting to see AI integration with XR, isn't it? I just love it. And Apple's getting into it as well with spatial computing. And you know, isn't everybody?
Just
It's
with the sound of
everywhere.
voice, yeah.
Yeah, it's just cool.
80 level highlighted 80, I'm sorry, 80 level highlighted a high performance grass rendering system built specifically for VR chat worlds, showing how smart shader work and optimization can give you lush, detailed environments without tanking performance for visitors. There is nothing better than walking across a grassy field in a nature fantasy adventure in VR, right?
Mm-hmm. And the fact that you don't have to mow. In the past year,
Yeah.
in the past year, users have generated over 1.8 billion 3D objects with Roblox Cube 3D. Roblox broader 4D. Did I do it right?
Yes, you did.
Roblox. Broader 4D creation system lets builders generate functional models from natural language prompts. There's another one. The ability to type a prompt and generate an entire world is still on the roadmap, but this complex interactive prototyping is exciting. And our future?
Yeah, say it after me. Roblox. Roblox. Okay, now it's time to honor our world builders. We love our world builders. And first up this week is Meditation Temple by Lightyear. Originally created in AltSpace VR for meditation, he brought it into VR chat, added improved graphics, sound, and a day and night 3-minute cycle. I don't find day and night switching at 3 minutes very meditative, but it's a cool demo. But it is. It's a calm and relaxing space after a very, very stressful day. We need some of that after today's show.
Yeah. Well, we've had our problems. Nevermore, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe is a fascinating fantasy world built in VR chat by Light Controller and Boomer with narrator Tony Sandeas, famous actor and director. It's a 30-minute experience, but so worth it. Light Controller brought his stage and acting experience, and Boomer is an award-winning world builder. You may find the links both of these worlds in the Educators in VR World Building channels of our Discord.
Yeah. Now, I want to do a special thanks to our stage manager and reporter, Lance Whiskey, for introducing us to these worlds. He and the Cadets Metaverse team lead world tours every Sunday in VR chat. So join them to find more unique worlds, and we'll be expecting for this. Every time we do the XR News, we're going to have Lance and the team bring us some more new worlds.
Yeah. If you have built a world open to the public that will support 25 or more users at a time, and that is safe for family and work, and you would like to showcase it here, please let our XR News team know. We'd love to highlight it.
All right, now it's time for what's happening in the event world. So this weekend is the end of the Chinese Lunar New Year, and Educators in VR's Nick, who was one of our immersive education leaders, she filled Engage XR this past week with music and flying dragons. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun in honor of the Year of the Fire Horse. It was such a magical experience that helped us better understand and appreciate the centuries-old tradition, and we had so much fun. So happy Lunar New Year, everyone.
And yeah, we did have fun.
Oh, it was
and
great.
Meanwhile, tomorrow, join our own Evgenia Simmons for a Zoom meetup in Zoom to explore the latest AI-powered 3D modeling tools ready to fit into real production pipelines with a fascinating demo of how she incorporated Claude AI into Blender to bring AI models into Vertex 3D. Check out our Metaverse News on Discord to register. It'll be worth it.
Yeah, how cool.
The first Sanrio Virtual Festival continues in VR chat through March. Already, it's broken records for the most concurrent users in VR chat. Links to the Japanese Anime Festival can be found in the Educators in VR social media.
Valve's Steam Next Fest is live on Steam right now, running through March 2nd. with a big slate of PC VR demos you can try for free. Check out the demos and games releases. It's a great excuse to spend a weekend sampling what PC VR devs are cooking up. And check out their Next Fest sales in the Steam store for some great bargains.
Meanwhile, Utopia VR is having a kickoff party Saturday, February 28th for the beta opening of their platform. They've been working hard on this for a couple of years, and their social VR platform is ready to move into beta. It has loyal followers from the Outspace VR community. If you're missing old friends, check it out.
Now, all this month, Educators in VR has been hosting educational events in VR chat to spread the word about the Artemis program to return humans to the moon. Once again, the launch of the live crew to circle the moon has been delayed due to technical difficulties. So go use the VR app. It's now scheduled for April, and we will be there to join you and the rest of the world to watch the launch. I'm excited about that. I want everybody else to be excited about this. We need hope and we need excitement in our lives, right? So I'm voting for more excitement because we're gonna go to the stars.
Well, there you go. Go to the stars. Absolutely. Or go to Mars. Educators in VR is again in VR chat for a special session on finding your community in VR. If you are on a VR community social media channel, let them know, as this is one of the most common requests we have. Help us spread the word, spread the world, and see.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. Sorry.
Typo.
Typo. And see you all in VR chat later today.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, March is the anniversary of the closing of Altspace VR. A team of alumni are putting together an exhibition in VR chat to honor the events, activities, groups, and the joy of this long-favored platform. We'll be sharing details soon.
Now, we're posting event calendars to help you find interesting VR events. You know, we do our best to dig through all of them, so we thought we'd share some of them. So Horizon Worlds is still thriving. Check out the Quest Oculus calendar of events. There are live shows with iHeartRadio, concerts, world tours, and so much more. If you have a favorite platform calendar source or events source, please share it with us so we can highlight it here.
Check out some of our favorite partner events too, including Africa VR Campus every Thursday and Von D's karaoke events, both in Engage XR, and Bridgemakers events and Atessa's nightclub and karaoke events in VR chat.
Educators in VR brings you weekly educational VR events, training sessions, and paid workshops you won't want to miss. Check out our social media and website for more information.
Okay, are you ready? Stanza, you ready? Steph, you ready? Let's do the rundown as fast as we can of the upcoming XR-related conferences. Go.
Mobile World Congress is in Barcelona, March 2nd to 5th.
South by Southwest is back in Austin, Texas, March 12th through the 18th.
March 23rd are the Poly Awards celebrating XR innovation, hosted online and in person in New York City.
Laval Virtual is April 8th to 10th in Laval, France.
AWE USA 2026 is June 15th through the 18th in Long Beach, California.
International XR Metaverse Conference is June 17th through the 19th in Estonia.
Immersive Tech Week in the Netherlands starts June 23rd.
And ZigGraph 2026 is in Los Angeles, July 19th to the 23rd.
And GamesCon is in Germany, August 26th and 30th. We did it.
If you would like to have a favorite conference or VR event featured here, please let us know.
All right. I feel like we need a drum roll every time we get to this. It is our time to talk to you. So you're all being unmuted, so you have the ability to unmute yourself. And it's time to come back down to earth. We have two topics to get the conversation with you going today, as we discussed in the show. You can take them in any order. We'll handle it. They are the shudder felt across the metaverse as Meta's new business announcements that began with layoffs and job changes in the Reality Lab. Then this week, the announcement, they're shifting their attention to 2D, mobile, 3D, AR integrated content. This includes splitting Horizon Worlds from the Quest interface instead of consuming it, and shifting the virtual world building experience towards 2D mobile to support that growing market.
Mm. We also want to talk about your thoughts on the age verification systems coming our way, as more and more countries are passing laws to restrict access to social media, which includes games, apps, and social VR. Discord is the first to make the experimental attempt, faltering a bit, but the rest of the companies are watching and waiting, most unsure about how to take their next steps in this new era.
Absolutely. Now, we know you all have your opinions on this and other metaverse topics. So let's hear from you.
Yeah, who wants to start?
I see a
Charlie.
hand up.
Okay, go, Edward, go for it.
Hold on. Okay, I was
There.
wondering about this
Yeah.
age verification for Discord. Would that mean would they require your birth certificate
No.
to be sent to them? No.
No.
Oh.
No. Okay. All right.
Okay, I
So
was
what
wondering
it
about
is, what it is that everything. I just want to reiterate, this is not a Discord problem. People are treating it like it is, and they're going, oh, I'm going to leave Discord. Oh, guess what? You're going to have to leave the rest of social media, all of your games, all of your apps, everything else is being hit by this. It's just Discord is the first one to feel like it's suffering the most for us. So there's some complexity. There's I'm going to keep it really simple. They have an algorithm in place that now that they're developing that will look at your usage of Discord. And if they feel that you qualified, in other words, you don't go to Discord servers where children hang out, you don't go to Discord servers that are adult only, you know what I mean by that, then because all the servers I am on are for adults-ish, but they're not adult only. So if they judge, yeah, you know, I mean, Educators in VR dips into some strange stuff, but we don't go that far. Anyway, if they figure that out, that you don't hang out where those triggers are, those red flags are, then you likely will not have to do the age verification. If for some reason you do, then you will need to put a camera on your device, and they will do a face scan and somehow detect how old you are. Stands with trees. Do you look old or young? Yeah, I don't know how they're doing this. Okay. And or you have to upload like your driver's license or passport or something. That's a photo ID with your birth date on it. Now they have contracted with 4 or more companies to handle this outside of Discord. So Discord is not going to be collecting your private data. Security companies have been contracted that are supposed to be experts in doing this, and they are promised in the contract that within X minutes or seconds, whatever it is, they're going to, after approval, they're going, or denial, they're going to destroy your data. You know, there already was a problem with one of the companies, and again, this is during the testing phase, it's not out to the general public yet, that had a data leak. It displayed the user information publicly and did not destroy it right away for the test data. And so they fired them. They fired them because they violated their contract. So that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. I wish I could fire every company that had a data breach and sue them, you know? Right, Edward?
That's true.
Yes. Are they going to tell us, like, okay, you don't need verification? We see that you haven't gone on these sites.
I don't
are
know
they
if they're
going
going
to send something?
I don't know if they're going to warn you if you don't need it, but if you do, you'll hear from.
Okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Edward, where have you been hanging out? No, I don't want to know.
Okay.
TMI.
Don't worry, I've been coming.
Yeah.
I'm in a good place.
Yeah, but really, I think in the end, this is going to be a lot of noise. But Facebook is watching. Twitter's watching. All the companies, every company that's out there is looking at how Discord's handling it. They're also trying to figure this out for themselves. And so we're going to see. So Ancient, I won't say? You want to unmute? And we'd love to hear from you. if you want. Or wait a minute. Oh, I see. You left me a message. Okay, question is, it's a face scan data sent to who knows where. Somewhere your data is going to be leaked or sold. Again, under contract, it could be, under the contract says, and this is why they fired the company, is that it's supposed to be deleted the moment that you are approved or denied. That was part of the agreement. This company did not, and it was exposed. And so the data is not supposed to be stored. But again, this is an experiment. And I don't know if Facebook is doing it and scanning your ID or scanning your face. Are they going to be that protective? I tend to trust Discord a little more, because if you haven't been through their moderation training program and their cybersecurity program that's free, anyone can do it. They're ahead of the curve. They're really amazing. So I feel really, yeah. Go ahead, Steph.
Is it safe to say, though, that if you haven't been you're not young enough to be in the going to youth-oriented spaces or going to an X-rated space, that doesn't trigger, you won't be being scanned or asked to be giving your age unless you do those things. So that's kind of a little bit of a safeguard right there.
Yeah. And so it is a shifting, it's a shifting landscape, because originally what they were going to do is they're going to set everyone to teenage, and then you had to prove how old you were. And then they developed the algorithm to hopefully not have most of us have to go through this process. So it's still early days, and it's not pushed out to the public yet. They're still testing it. Stans, you were going to say?
Yeah, well, see, I am, okay, how do I put this? So I'm definitely for age verification. I think I think we're moving in the right direction. It's just that really the governments of all the countries really need to step up here, and they need to develop better laws, and they need to make sure that if we're going to do all these age verification things, they need to make sure that there are stricter penalties for companies when they leak the data, if they leak it, or make sure
Absolutely.
or make sure that that like it says in the contract, the data is deleted the instant that
Yeah. So accountability is really important. I think it's Singapore, some country like that, has for quite a few years penalized any company that has a data breach or security leak and makes them pay the customers. I'm in favor of that. I don't want the money. I don't want the penalty money. They're taking, like the EU is taking like X billion dollars away from whoever company. I want some of that. So, don't you? All right. Any other concerns or information on the Discord thing, or let's talk about Meta, because I know Charlie wants to talk about it, about Horizon Worlds. Charlie, you want to, you want to, right on your, that works too. There you go.
Yeah, I've forgotten the buttons. Been so long. Stand up again now. I have to stand up for a minute. Yeah, I'm not too worried at the moment. Everything I've heard from, I've joined a group in Meta Worlds called Thrive Pavilions, and we're all over 50 years old. We're all in our 70s. It's unbelievable, it is. We have so much fun. It's great.
Oh yeah.
They're all really friendly. And the administrators there say, don't worry yet. It's not going away. And because we're in the Thrive Pavilions community, we'll go somewhere. We'll spread out. We're already going to VR chat. A crowd of us went into banter early on today. That was quite funny because they all appeared as robots with different names, because we'd already befriended everybody before we went, and then we went in there, and they all got different names and robots. So I'm the only one with a proper avatar in there. Well, banter's got no better since it was promised it'd be like Alt Space. It's not moved forward very much at all.
Sorry about that.
Sadly. Yeah. Like I say, Cluster. I'm trying to get them to have a look at Cluster. One of the administrators was in there like years ago, and she's going to pop in and look at the world. I've made a world for them. I've made just a house with a garden and the Thrive Pavilion sign up, which is pretty much what they've got in Worlds. Probably there's no games to play, but you bring in games, the kids join in. So, but even the kids in Pavilion Worlds, they're coming in now, and somehow they've disabled their label above their heads, so you can't block them. You can't block them. It's annoying.
That's what we know, is that the age verification thing that is already in place and continues, is that the kids are going to get around it if they really want to.
They're cleverer than us.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that so much as they're determined. They're more determined. We don't have anything to be determined about. We're just cruising along wherever we are. I don't have a worry about the age
Speak for yourself.
In fact, I was carded recently, and it was like, "Are you kidding?" And they went, "Yeah, we have to do it to everyone." I went, "Oh, everyone, okay." And so it was kind of a treat. It was really a treat. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks. So Charlie, a lot of people are going to VR chat, and some are going to spatial. And Engage XR is picking up a ton of people because you can support hundreds of people in an event. And they also have their front row, kind of the mirrored instances, which allows for larger audiences. So there's some good stuff in there. So we shall see. We shall see.
I'm going to check out Utopia because I haven't been in there for some time. So I'll have, if they've had updates, I'll have a look at that.
Yeah, there's so many that are out there. With the closure of AltSpace VR, many companies just came out of the woodwork, and they promised to be the replacement for AltSpace, right? That was supposed to be the big replacement. Well, what they missed is that what they're replacing is the sense of community that was in AltSpace, not the meter set. It wasn't about the world building. I can build better here and Engage. That's not the point. It was about the communities. And so I really believe that people, now that we have 2020 over several years to look back, it's the communities that were so vital. And those communities will travel. Our educators in VR community is still thriving. It didn't get destroyed because of AltSpace. We had a few disheartened people, but we're still thriving. And we have new people coming in all the time. Thrive started early on with AltSpace, and then went over to VR chat, and look at how huge that community is. And Tribe and all of these different communities are all over the place, and they're still going. It's really interesting to see the growth and expansion as we move. And I also want to say, I'm talking too much, but those of you who've been around for a long time, Ancient and I think we're the oldest ones in the room when it comes to being in VR for a long time. But we saw VR, we were in VR and thriving in VR at a time when it was really easy. We just moved from platform to platform to platform to platform, and we didn't care. We had some loyalty as our home base, but we didn't care. And I'm seeing too much loyalty now, going, well, I'm on VR chat and I won't leave. I'm on spatial and I'm not leaving spatial. I'm only going to be here. Whatever, fill in the blank name. I think we need to get back to supporting all the platforms, not just.
It also leaves you vulnerable when you do that, because if God forbid another platform goes down and that's the only platform you've been using, you have the same experience all over again that we did with Outspace.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Is everybody else, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead. We'd love to hear. Now, while we're waiting for anybody who wants to jump in and unmute and unmute and jump in. And Elizabeth, I know you probably have something interesting to say, and Dr. Murray, because you've been around on some of this. But I want to, Ancient, I won't say, has pinged me on, and Delcine too. I just saw you. Go back to the issue, because he and I talk quite often about the security issues that are on the web. That's a big concern for both of us. And he says that, EU users have serious concerns about the government and getting their hands on the data. And I think that's a really, really important issue. And it's also about trust. PayPal has worked a long time to be a trustful company. I now have a little bit of not trust. We're going to that's part of the risk that happens with us. But anyway, let's hear from y'all. What are your thoughts on Horizon Worlds, the changes shifting towards mobile on Discord? Yeah, Stephen.
Well,
Welcome.
I've run my entire life on Murphy's Law. So absolutely. We need to have as much diversity, as many different platforms, etc. But I think the energy has arrived at the point where, regardless of what any one entity or corporation does, we'll survive.
Mhm.
I absolutely agree
have.
with that. We already have. We've proven it. We've got the scars to do it. Yeah, there used to be portals where we could go from like Sansar to AltSpace to VRChat, etc. VTime. If that, I don't even think that it sort of exists. It's gone in limbo. I was on all of those ridiculous things, but it and so that and I know the Ancient, I would say, was working on a portal that actually took you from AltSpace to, was it Samsung? Yeah, Sansar. And Somnian Space is another one that we could move freely to. And I don't know if anybody has been around long enough than Ancient and I, but our Educators in VR 2020 International Summit, the Educator VR International Summit, we were on 6 different platforms, and on our closing ceremonies, the team we were in AltSpace VR, and we live streamed from Somnium Space, and the team did a flash mob dance just for Educators in VR Summit, and it was live streamed into. So we had people who were in Somnium Space and in AltSpace VR, and it was the video was live streamed right in, because there are people on the 2D and on their headsets and stuff. It was live streamed. The flash mob was live streamed into AltSpace VR. I miss that. Let's cross barriers stuff. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, and this was before Burning Man, which really.
Yeah, it was huge. We had over 6,000 people attend. It was wonderful. It was great. It was just madness. That was 2020. All right, any last comments? I know y'all worried about Horizon Worlds, and we'd love to hear from you.
But hopefully we've allayed your fears.
Yeah, stands with trees. Mm-hmm.
Well, I just had a quick question about that, Rel. I hear a lot of people telling me that the VR for Horizons is dead, but it actually isn't, is it?
No.
I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. VR is not dead. Oh God, we've heard that so many times. It's like, really, I don't remember his name right off the top of my head, but I know it. Anyway, the director of the Virtual World Museum, we shared a couple weeks ago a beautiful article that he wrote saying that the media has to stop this clickbait stuff. And I think this is also true for what's going on with Meta Horizon. I mean, did y'all have a panic and quit Google and Gmail and Google Workspace and everything when Google became Alphabet and diversified all of their different things? No. You don't just pick up and leave because of something. These are business decisions. And VR is not dead. VR is thriving. It is in more schools than you can even imagine. And there's so many exciting apps, like Vertex Form 3D is developing the most amazing modular system so that literally in a few minutes to a couple hours, you can bring any Unity project right in to make it into a VR app. That's amazing. And tomorrow they're going to be showing off their AI integration, and that's really exciting to speed up that process so you can take your world and make it into a VR app right away. It's just really amazing to see that underlying things, and there's so many schools are doing great things to bring VR in, and there's a driving force in which Rachel D., who hosts our XR News Med Health sessions, where for therapy and for older people, just like I know Stephen's in the group and Charlie's in the group of older people, are finding renewed energy, commitment, and life in social VR. It's really powerful, right, Stephen?
Well, especially if you are snowbound right now, which some of us are.
Yeah.
The idea of being able to get your exercise, or you don't get cabin fever because you can go anywhere in the world you want. We got to get the word out to more seniors about this sort of thing. Let's put it that
Yes,
way.
it's happening.
Mm.
It's happening. It's happening. So yeah, VR is alive. Have no doubt. Have hope. We need more hope in the world. All right, Charlie, did you want to add something before we close this down?
I'm interested about that AI because Horizon Worlds desktop has got an AI where you type in and something you want as an asset and it comes up with a few things you can use. And that's quite clever. I'm quite interested about AI and Unity. Took me 9 months to learn enough of Unity to get photographs in. So anything that helps me with Unity, yeah.
Yeah, the new feature that's here in Engage XR. I know many people are nervous about AI, but the new feature for the paid account access, and we'll be doing some demonstrations on this, to add triggers to your AI, the AI NPC. Last week we got to actually see how answering a question right with an AI. The AI quizzed us, and then it opened doors and revealed a beautiful Egyptian temple. We were able to actually have the NPC tour and have triggers that were released by location or by question and answer, etc. Really exciting. And this ability to bring in, through Meshi and other tools, models right in and have some amazing fine detail, like what you're seeing up on the screen. That's the future. You are seeing the future right now, and it's hit and miss in Horizon Worlds and in Frame VR. We've made some very, very funny things in Frame VR with their AI that just like, oh, and it's not Frame that's doing it. It's actually the AI integration was still amateur hour, but we've had such great fun with this and created amazing things.
But this is, this is your
so
new
exciting.
interface that you're looking at here. One that you can talk to and can have a conversation with until it gives you something that you're asking for, basically, in terms of what you're looking at on the screen or what you see in the world around you. It's a whole new way of dealing with it, just the same way that how many people use a carriage return, like swapping in the midair, trying to get the carriage return to work, because
The old
when you got a
typewriters.
computer, you didn't have a carriage return anymore for what that used to be.
Absolutely.
I'm really myself, aren't I?
Yeah, no, I used to do the same thing. Yeah.
But this is the same kind of feeling that you get with that. It's another kind of interface that you got to get used to, and once you do, you'll use it and forget that it was ever that unusual, I think.
Yeah, and honestly, the work that's being done behind the scenes here at Engage XR, while it doesn't have a huge community, you bring your community here. It's really, really powerful tools, and we're seeing the magic of this coming forward here. So, I don't sales rep for any VR platform, but I've been on over 30. I've lost count after 30 of them, and I know what works and what doesn't work and what's good and what's not good. And this one's one of my favorites. So, educators in VR, we're here for a reason. And so I'm really proud and excited about what they're bringing. See, I've got into my passion stuff. Y'all have to stop me. So I want to thank everyone again for your love, for your support, and to thank you to all of our team members who contributed, all of the images, all the work, and all the reporting here, and Lance for coming back to being one of our reporters again. And I want you all to remember, please, we do the news for you so you can learn about what's going on in the metaverse, because like Edward, we've been talking about the Discord thing all over social media stuff, but it doesn't always pass through to everyone. Please share our videos, talk to people about what we're talking about so that people are informed, because the better informed, better choices you make. All right, let's shut this down.
Okay,
Steph.
well, XR News is produced by educators in VR and our XR News volunteer team weekly here in Engage XR. We've been bringing you the news from across the metaverse since 2018, and we're still rolling. We meet weekly for news in Engage XR, or our 2 special edition segments for Med Health and Innovative Spotlight.
Next week, is our XR News Med Health edition. Yes, indeed, with an amazing panel of women from across the metaverse who are discussing the power and innovation of XR in medicine, healthcare, and education with host Rachel D. Oh, I'm so excited for that. That's going to be amazing on Wednesday.
Indeed. And thank you, XR News crew. We love our team.
Yes.
And you too are invited to join the crazy. We are still looking for volunteers or become a member of Educators in VR and help support this and all our other free programming.
Each of our shows is filmed for YouTube. Subscribe and share with your friends. And we'll soon be adding live streaming of our Educators in VR YouTube channel, Twitch, Discord, and so much more. So keep up with the news and help us share the news from around the metaverse. And in the meantime, join the Educators in VR Discord, social media channels, VR chat channels everywhere. And you'll find the links to the news that we highlight in our Discord and so much more about the metaverse and immersive education.
Mm-hmm. Thank you to our Educators in VR partners, sponsors, and supporters, including iLearn, the Reinhardt Foundation, Girls STEAM Institute, Virtual World Society, Cadets Metaverse, Vertex Form 3D, Bridgemakers, and of course, Engage XR.
And let's not forget to give credit where credit is due. We couldn't do this show without the hard work of those who gather the news from across the metaverse industry for a living, including our XR News reports. Thank you to all of you out there toiling in the metaverse.
Remember, you are the reason we do the XR News show. Until next time, stand up, stand tough, and most of all, in these amazing, uncertain times, please be safe wherever you are in the world.
All right, roll credits. All right, Stans.
Oh
Do you
my
think-
gosh, we did a thing!
We did a thing!